The neighborhood of Treme is one of the most historic and unique neighborhoods in the United States. And this video is going to be looking at some of the important features and elements that make up the neighborhood. The original inhabitants of Treme were largely made up of a diverse background of cultures. And as a result, this neighborhood would go on to help influence the unique culture that we have in New Orleans today. However, in modern times, the racial background has been largely affected by gentrification, with 60% of the population being white today. The concept of a 15-minute city is a relatively new idea in the planning community, but in reality, it is just going back to the roots of what a city is. Treme qualifies as a 15-minute city as all the common needs of residents, like hospitals, transportation, and grocery stores, are met within a distance of 15 minutes. The idea of a city being divided into 5 different elements, paths, nodes, landmarks, edges, and districts, was thought of by Kevin Lynch and published in his book The Image of a City. Lynch wanted to use these elements to make a city legible, by using these elements to turn a city into something that we can identify and see, and make it easier for residents to go about their daily lives. Edges are linear elements that are not considered paths, and they are usually seen as boundaries. This can be something like a road or some other physical object that separates two areas. These images show 2 different types of edges, the first being the Claiborne Expressway that acts as an edge by cutting Treme into 2 different halves. The second image is North Rampart, which is the boundary between the French Quarter and Treme. Districts are large areas of a city in which an observer can go mentally inside of. District is often thought of as an area you can walk through and that is clearly defined and separated from the surrounding areas, and often has some type of common character. For the neighborhood of Treme, the only area that really qualifies as this is Louis Armstrong Park. When you enter the park, it's filled with greenery and open space and can be clearly distinguished from the rest of the city. Landmarks are buildings or some other type of infrastructure that are easily recognizable due to a defining characteristic, but are also identifiable from far away. Landmarks are often important features for many reasons, one being a way of direction. St. Augustine's bell tower can be seen from almost every area of Treme and is a useful tool for traveling. Paths are where residents travel. They can be roads, sidewalks, railways, bike paths, or even rivers and canals. These 2 images show a variety of different travel methods at 2 different intersections. The 2-lane road is Orleans Avenue and offers a path for cars, bikes, buses, and pedestrians. The other intersection shows biking paths and walking paths on the intersection of Dumaine and North Galvez. Nodes are strategic points in a city in which an observer can enter, as well as the intensive foci to and from which he or she is traveling. They may be primary junctions, places of break of traveling, convergence of paths, or a shift from one structure to another. In this case, I chose the corner of Orleans Avenue where Dooky Chase's historic restaurant sits between a variety of paths and is a place where travelers often congregate around.